Hey y'all, so I'm back again with another word, and this one again is another lyrical. This one I got like last week, I just didn't put it out. And it is the song Hey by the Backstreet Boys. I grew up with the Backstreet Boys, they were my fave. Like, I was in love with the Backstreet Boys when I was little. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, I'm a 90s baby, so that's what I remember, like being little and having like my little VHS tape, no, my little cassette tape thing. I don't know. I don't know. No, actually. Well, I had my Barbie one. I had like a Barbie like cassette tape player thing, but I used to have a Backstreet Boys CD that like I listened to over and over and over again. But anyways, I didn't even know that the Backstreet Boys was still making music. And this was the first time I ever heard the song in the car the other day, and ever since then it has just played like every day. I'm like, what the heck? And again, it's called Hey by Backstreet Boys. And it says, I never know what to say when I see you. I don't know you anymore, but dang, I used to. And it can feel that way if you have this is for people obviously that are in separation. And after you go through the separations and you guys go through all of these things, like through this whole journey and this whole process, you get to a point where things are so bad or they look dead, right? You just feel like you don't even know who this person is anymore. You get to a point where you don't know what to say to them, and vice versa, right? They may feel the same way, like they just don't know what to say to you anymore. Things may just go south every time. You just get to a point where you don't know, but that's when you give it to God and put it in God's hands and know that God is in control, right? There's only so much you can do. It says, I know your deepest secrets, the dreams you've been dreaming, and all your moods. They know you, right? That's them saying that from their perspective, like they know you. They know you, they know all of you, they know all your just everything about you, right? And it says, just because we're not speaking doesn't mean I don't remember all of you. So, again, being in separation, like just because you guys are in separation doesn't mean that they have forgotten about you. It doesn't mean that they have, just completely written you off and forgotten about you, because God will not allow that to happen. They still remember everything, and that is because God, right? Just because you are in separation doesn't mean that they're just gonna, forget about you, even though it might look that way. I totally get it. If it wasn't for God telling you these things, right, it would just look like, you probably would have already given up, right? Because it just looks maybe like they just forgot about you and that they don't care. But this is the reassurance that they absolutely have not forgotten about you. It says, ain't it funny how hey becomes how are you, becomes I'd love to, becomes I want you and need you, and then becomes I love you, becomes I hate you, becomes I never want to see you again. And that's kind of how this relationship has went. In the beginning, it was so good, right? Just the communication, the attentiveness to each other, the care for each other, all of the things. And then, God comes in and God starts kind of destroying everything. He does it on purpose. It's intentional. And then he separates you. And it's so that he can destroy everything that was built on a faulty foundation, everything that was not built upon him, right? So that he can rebuild and birth a new relationship and a new, a new union that's built upon him, that's built on a very strong foundation. And so they're kind of just, it's like it went from communicating and all of the things to separating, right? To this separation and this disconnect. And it says, oh, how I wish we could go back to, hey. Simply, hey. Like, they're wishing that to start over, right? They're wishing and desiring to start over new, right? To just go back to how simple it was, right? Before all of this happened. Like, they're desiring to go back to have a new beginning, to start a new beginning. It says, saw you just the other day passing your street. Maybe you live near them, maybe they've seen you out. I don't know. It says, it's hard to believe. From soulmates to strangers, it's hard to believe. And again, like it's like you went from like being these soulmates to everything was just, it almost, for, I don't know, a lot of us, it felt like a movie, or like, just living in this, like, it was like too good to be true kind of thing. Literally soulmates. And now strangers, right? Again, the separation, you just feel like you don't even know them anymore because you've been separated and disconnected from each other, right? Again, though, it's all for purpose. It's God's doing. God is in control of it all. It says, it is hard to believe, though. Like, it's hard to believe that one day, like, everything was the way it was, and then just, it's almost like overnight a switch happened and everything just went downhill. So it is kind of hard to believe when you think about it. Like, it's like, man, dang. And every now and then I find myself forgetting why I let you go. And that's God. That's God removing the past, right? Getting rid of the past. And when you start to forgive someone and start to let go of the past, the memory of like what even happened, like all that stuff you were mad about and bitter about and all of the things, it just disappears and it goes away, and you don't even like remember, like, what the heck am I even, what was I like, why did, what, that's God getting rid of all of that. It says, oh, I think about calling, but I always find a reason to put the phone down, or put down the phone. So they definitely do want to talk, and they try to, it's like they want to, but they find reason to put the phone down. They find a reason why not to, right? But that's just because, it's not God's timing. But when they are meant to call and reach out, God will orchestrate the whole thing. He's already orchestrated it. It's already been done. It's just getting there. But don't think they don't think about you. Don't think they have forgotten about you. Don't think that they don't want to talk to you. They do. It's just God at this point giving them the green light, the words to speak, the timing on when to do it, how to do it, what to do. God's orchestrating the whole thing. God is very strategic, and he is in control. And then it says, it goes back to the chorus. Ain't it funny how hey becomes how are you, becomes I'd love to, becomes I want you, I need you, becomes I love you, becomes I hate you, I never want to see you again. It says, the day we first met, the innocence. And yeah, it was, like I said, going back, it's just like, was so innocent. It was like you were head over heels for this person. It was almost like an obsession, but not in a bad way, of this person. It was just completely different. And it was so innocent, right? Before all of this stuff happened and took place. It says, that first hello, and though it's over, which it's not, but it feels that way, there's love left over with nowhere to go. There's still love there. The love never left, right? It says, when I see you now, still gonna love you, but just not out loud. For now, loving them from a distance. They love you from a distance. You love them from a distance until God pulls it back together. So that's the word. I do pray that it reaches who it needs to reach at the right time. If you guys feel led to sow, as always, my information will be in the description box. I pray over every seed that is sown. I pray that God bless you in return. And I pray that God bless all of you that he sends to my videos. And I just pray that y'all have a blessed rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all in my next video. Okay, bye.